Welcome to Exhausted Sparrows Unite. I am your host, Krista Jones, along with my co-host, Chauntel Schaefer. And let's talk about feeling crazy. Sometimes, when you walk into a room and you get this tightness in your chest, or you feel suddenly fatigued, or maybe uneasy around a certain person. That is not your imagination. And that's why I want to talk about that today. It's really your nervous system that's kind of just picking up on all these currents, and it's other people's energy, and it affects yours. Your body is just saying, I'm trying to read this room, and this energy is throwing me off, and what in the heck am I going to do about it? So today, we're going to break down what that energy really is, how you can identify it when it shows up, and how it can actually be good for you. Welcome, Chauntel Schaefer, to the very first podcast that we are actually videoing today.
I was not physically prepared to be on camera.
Nor was I. And we talked about that as well. And then we said, you know what? Then we're not living our true, authentic selves. Both of us this morning went to the gym, and it was awful.
Terrible.
It was awful.
Terrible.
We were on an assault bike, and it was assaulting.
Yeah, if you don't know what an assault bike is, you are not only trying to pedal to run the fan that is the front wheel, but you're also doing jabs the entire time with your arms.
Yes. And it's a lot of calories, and it takes forever to get those calories. Mm-hmm. And then we came here and we said, oh, shoot, we forgot we're supposed to video. And we're like, well, it is what it is.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Behind an emotional support cow.
This is our mini cow, brought to us by the White family. We love Ken and Giselle.
Yes, we do.
They have heard some of the podcasts. They knew that we needed a miniature cow. They knew that the board of directors, weirdly, is not saying yes to a cow.
Shameful.
So we got the next best thing.
Yes, we did.
So thank you, Ken and Giselle.
Thank you.
And we also have to come up with something for the t-shirt today. Congratulations to Beth Corso, who knew what last year's t-shirt slogan was going to be and accosted me in the middle of Stop and Shop, and then just said the words. And I'm like, yes, you get a t-shirt.
Or a pie.
I think it was a pie. That's why I'm like, I don't think she got a t-shirt. I think she got a pie. We'll have to rewind our own podcast to see what we're promising people and not delivering on.
Yep.
That also could be a podcast.
All the promises we make and do not keep.
Let's do it next week, maybe. I don't know.
Is that a promise?
I can't keep it, so I'm not sure. Energy. I want to talk about energy today because I had a situation a few weeks ago that kind of happened to me. And I was like, why does this always happen to me? And I must be abnormal. And, I'm going through all this stuff. And when you say things out loud and you're talking to your family, social media hears everything you say. And so then all of a sudden, all these articles start coming up that I'm not crazy, slightly crazy. And I was like, okay. So I want to talk about feeling the energy in a room. It is something that happens to me all the time. I thought it was just me. Now I realize that it really is all of you. And many of you probably feel just as tripped up by it as I do. Literally walking in a room and nobody has said a word to you yet. And you already have this sense of something, foreboding, happiness. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, but you are reading the energy in a room. Does that happen to you ever?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you walk in and you feel icky, or you have an interaction with a person and it just doesn't feel right. Something is just icky.
Even if the conversation is something like, oh, the weather's nice today. How's the weather with you? Or how are your children? Something that simple, there is still something off in their energy, and it completely trips me up. Literally, people must be like, why is Krista dumb staring at me? Because I do. I'm like this. I stop, and then I'm absorbing something, and then I'm confused. And I feel better now knowing that it is a real thing.
It is a real thing.
It is a real thing. It is our brain cells that are really firing, right? Because we are this walking antenna. And believe it or not, we are picking up all these cues that we cannot see from our actual environment, that fight or flight that we talk about all the time on the show. You are picking that up because it's more senses than just verbally, than the words and the hearing that is coming out of somebody's mouth. It's not even necessarily that they're hand gestures or anything that you're seeing. It is this unseen like force that you are feeling that is a real thing.
The force is with you.
That is not the shirt. That's not the shirt. But it's a real thing. And I feel better knowing that, because I think that's with anything, right? Like, I don't know, with faith, with all these different things, we have the hardest time with things that we can't put our finger on. We can't physically touch or look at and go, oh, that's why I feel the way that I feel.
Well, and it's
right?
also something we don't really talk about, right? Like, so you're here feeling that you're weird or strange because you're picking up on energies, but have you ever had a conversation with anybody that they pick up on other people's energies?
Right.
So because we don't talk about it, you think you're weird.
Well, and you don't talk about it because you think you're the only one doing it. So I feel it's a good thing, like, to bring out to the forefront today, because your vibe is really like this emotional footprint, right? So not only the energy that we're sensing when we walk into a room, but what is the energy that we're bringing into that room? Anybody that works here knows when my energy is off, and maybe you don't know this. Maybe I'm putting words in your mouth. It is so thick for me when my energy is off. Like, I feel like I am the biggest jerk. And I feel that everybody around me senses it because it's such a heavy energy when I'm just not in my game.
But I feel it's for anybody. It's a palpable thing. And I think we're probably more aware of our own energies and worried about what other people are going to feel about our energies. Leading up to events can be rough.
Yeah, leading up to things that are stressful in your life, and then having to walk into these events, into these rooms and stuff. It's kind of like you got to leave it all behind because you have all of that going in. And then you have people, we were talking about empathetic people. I mean, you throw those people off kilter. I'm off kilter every day. We had a sweet meeting yesterday about our recent gala. We're a charity here in New York. We feed cancer patients each and every single week in 4 different Hudson Valley counties. And we had this meeting with people that were from our gala committee that helped us put it together. We did an amazing job. They did an amazing job. And we wanted to thank that committee. And, just even walking into that room, it's just so interesting that I felt all of these different things. And when you have that empathy that is also just tweaked to the point of no return, it is exhausting. And you're overanalyzing, and it's not necessarily their energy, it's yours matching with theirs. But, our nervous system is this emotional barometer, and it's not always right. So sometimes we're even walking into a room, feeling an energy that wasn't there, that we ourselves are bringing into this room. And then we're just reading into it, right? All of these nonverbal cues and us trying to kind of figure out what they all are. So our job today is to unpack that, right? Because I think, one, if we're aware that it's happening, the first thing that we can do is check it at the door ourselves.
Check yourself.
Check yourself.
Before
That's
you
the
wreck
shirt.
yourself.
That's the shirt. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. If you run up to me in the latest Stop and Shop and say, check yourself before you wreck yourself when you're in the middle of the bananas, you get an apple pie.
Do you have to be in the middle of the bananas?
Yeah. It's got to be very specific.
This is very specific.
Because I feel people like Beth Corso purposely wait for this, and then they stalk me so that they could get free pies and t-shirts that I never send.
Maybe we should stop promising to give things away. We'll just shout you out on the next podcast.
Listen, as long as you're honest that you have no intention of giving things away, that you promise to give away, I feel it's okay. I feel very hot off.
You're like Oprah. You get a pie and you get a pie and you get a pie, but not really.
Oprah really gave out not
I know
pies,
she
but
did.
cars.
I'm kind of sad I never sat in one of her audiences.
You were 6. So you could not have driven the car.
You know what? Not true. I sat in an Oprah Winfrey audience. She spoke at my sister's college graduation.
Oh.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
Yep. She did not give away any cars.
Has nothing at all to do with the energy in the room. How did you feel when you were?
The energy
was fantastic.
Amazing. It was amazing. Everybody was so excited to see Oprah.
Because Oprah's a positive person.
Yeah.
She's walking in a room. You know that you're going to be met with positivity.
Yep.
Sometimes it makes me think maybe people are fine before I get to the room. And then they're like, here comes Krista, and you know how she is. And the whole energy changes.
No.
That could be true.
That is not true.
It can be true. But because we feed families and people that are going through cancer, we deal a lot of times with the caregivers, because that's really the people that are eating our meals, right? The person that is sick usually cannot eat our meal. But what I found really interesting is that caregivers are highly sensitive to energy because this is their survival mode, right? They are picking up on all of the cues because they're taking care of someone. So they are so tuned in to the physical body and what's going on with that spills over into the public life. So caregivers are always like on edge over what is going on in a room. I thought that was really interesting.
That is very interesting.
Because they kind of have to be
already dealing with so much.
Right. But how do you tune that off, right? Yeah. When, you're waiting, are they breathing? Are they not breathing? Do they need a bath? Are they verbal? Are they not verbal? When you're trying to do all of this, you're so tuned in, you are on high alert when you're out in the public. And sometimes by being on this high alert and sensing, right, this unrest, you attract that, right? So whoever you are around, they say ends up matching or mirroring your energy, right? So that can either fuel you or it can drain you. So however you go into, we see that all the time, just here in the charity and even on something as simple as a run. Like and there's nothing simple about running. I don't even mean to say that. Running is hard. But when we go out on a training run, it is interesting how people go into that run, and when you're with them for 5, 6, 7 miles, it is then interesting how you absorb that. So if somebody's really struggling and they're having a hard time, my run is so much tougher. Right? Yeah. If somebody's complaining and they're saying, I can't really do it, or this hurts or that hurts, I'm mirroring that all of a sudden because I'm with this person for like an hour and a half. And my run is way different than somebody that's, saying, we got this.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because I didn't want to, we ran on Saturday, we ran 9 miles. I didn't want to go. I found out on Friday that my grandmother has entered the end stages of life and it hit. But I got up and I went. And I left feeling so much better because everybody around was so positive and so happy. And I just felt so built up despite what's been going on.
Sure. Because you have all these people that are in a group with you that are high energy and that are uplifting. And you can either wallow, but you got to read a room. And you don't want to be that person that's the Debbie Downer. So it just naturally a lot of times will build you up. And that's kind of what we have to do in some situations because we're not always put in a situation where people are nice and positive. We are sometimes put in situations where there's a lot of, not so happy people in the world.
Yeah, some negative Nellies.
Some negative Nellies in the world, which was like episode 6. You should go back and listen to that if you didn't. Maybe you'll get an apple pie for that. Probably not. Anyways, but, so sometimes we can look at this as a challenge because I love challenges. So I think sometimes then we can realize when we go in and we sense that energy that we really have the ability not to sink to it. Mm-hmm. We have the ability to elevate it. And most people have no other choice but to elevate it with us unless you're really miserable.
Yeah. It's hard to continue to be miserable when you're plugged in with a group of people who are not or are very just happy and joyful.
Right?
Yeah.
So you have to check that energy. I know I said, check it before you enter the door, but it's true. Like, what kind of a mood are you in before you even walk through somewhere? I remember listening to a story a few years ago. I had somebody in the medical field, and I can't remember who it is, or I would attribute it to them, but they were saying to me, they deal with a lot of loss. And here in the charity, we deal with a lot of heaviness, some loss, some heaviness. And she said to me, she has a tree right outside her door. And she said, every night before I physically walk into my house to my family, I give the tree everything that I have going on. I just say, I leave it there, and that is her tree. And I'm like, oh my gosh, will the tree die? But the tree's a big oak tree or something. It's fine. People, it's okay. But that's what she says. And that kind of hit home to me. Don't bring it into the room with you. Don't bring it into your family. Don't bring it into your workplace. Don't bring it into an event that you're going in, right? That's a way that we can at least control what's going on with us. And even if that's 5 minutes of breathing deep, 5 minutes of clearing your head, sitting in the car before you go in somewhere and listening to your favorite song, which, should I say, you and I both agreed was not what was playing this morning.
No. Nope.
Should we say it? I think we might get hate mail.
No, we're going to get, we're
yeah,
not
because there are people that really love her.
then.
But it doesn't matter. Whatever your favorite song is, what's your favorite song?
I don't know if I have a favorite
Do you have a favorite artist?
My favorite artist of all time is Coheed and Cambria. It is definitely not joyful music.
I don't even know how to spell it.
Coheed and Cambria. Yep.
I'm going to look that up.
Go ahead.
I think I'm going to look it up now.
You did not play them at our wedding.
No, I don't know how anybody would dance to that. But if I find it, here, I'm going to let you find it, and we're going to play it for the audience so they can hear.
You don't want to play it for the audience. I can assure you.
Is it bad words?
There are bad words.
What?
I like angry music.
Chauntel, okay.
You know what it is? I think for me, that's my channel, is I put on angry, yelling music, and I just let it out.
Okay.
And then I get out, and I'm a new person.
So for me, it would be, I'm older than you. It would be like Alanis Morissette. I know somebody out there knows Alanis Morissette.
I know Alanis Morissette.
You do? I feel you were still like 5 though when that came out. I was probably
not 5.
I feel I was in my 20s. Then you were probably in your 10s.
I was in my 10s.
You were in your 10s. But that would be it for me. Like, I just love that she was just angry, just saying.
She had angry music.
I'm going to,
bad words.
Yeah, I'm going to slice your tires. I mean, I don't know if she actually did it, but it probably felt good just saying it in the moment. So whatever your recharging ritual is, you need something. And then you have to fake being happy because it works. There are studies that show if you can spend 7 minutes, that's all, 7 minutes faking happiness, you will end up changing your mood.
Wow.
However, everybody here knows when I fake it because I'm going to tell you the secret in case you ever volunteer here. If I look at you like a Cheshire cat, like this, I am faking it as hard as I can until I feel happy. And it is like this grimace, and it is creepy, and it doesn't look happy at all. But I feel like the bigger I smile, the quicker I'll get out of whatever funk I'm in.
That's the shirt. The Cheshire cat smile is going on a shirt. You know, it's funny. My kids watch these weird shows, especially my little one. She likes
shocking.
Well, no. This is actually she likes science and learning. And one of the shows was talking about how if you smile, it helps mitigate pain. So they had people putting their hands in buckets full of ice water, and they had a group smile and a group not smile. And the group that smiled could hold their hand in the bucket longer than the group that was not smiling.
I believe it, because that changes your whole mental form, right? And supposedly it takes more muscles to frown than to smile, and you'll get, I don't know,
more wrinkles,
like your little jovial area. What's it called?
No. Turkey neck?
Your jowls, your jovial, your little jowls will start sagging. So you want to smile.
We don't want saggy jowls.
But all right, we're talking about checking and maintaining our own energy, which of course we can do that. That's easy enough, right? But how do we talk and check somebody else's energy?
You leave.
Okay. Chauntel is definitely, out of the two of us, she's the one that doesn't even want, she's the introvert. She doesn't even want to be in the room. So she's like, that's all I need. I'm out. Mm-hmm. And me, I'm like, what did I do? So I'm in the room now. I'm invested because I want to know why you're mad at me. And you're probably not even thinking of me.
She's Cheshire catting everybody in the room.
That's what I'm doing. Go with your gut. First and foremost, if you feel it with your intuition, never second guess your intuition. Never. Go with your gut. You are absolutely feeling something that is in that room because there's an energy field. You are absolutely connecting to it. Go with your gut. Now everybody's going to be like, I went with my gut, Krista. I thought that Uncle Sal was mad at me. So no. But honestly, go with your gut. If you really feel something, you get vibes about people. Honestly, how many times is that really something?
And it's usually like further down the line, something happens and you go, I knew it. I felt it.
But then you don't say anything. You try to like be their friend, or you try to, and then everybody's like, yeah, okay. But you're like, no, I really felt something. But then we don't say it.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to judge people. But what I mean, and you feel in your gut, not that you feel this person's an awful person. If you're feeling in your gut that the situation is off, that there is some funky energy in the room, there is. Identify it. There absolutely is. And how does your body feel during this? Like, do you get tired, anxious? I get lightheaded.
Oh.
I do. And you'll notice on me, you may have noticed at gala, I get stressed and I turn red. I don't know if you've ever seen that, like feverish. I get a fever. I don't know how else to explain it when I cannot figure it out, right? Because I can't physically touch it, see it, but I know something's off. I get flushed. It's the weirdest thing, but I mean, that's also menopause, but just speaking about when I'm in a room, that's what happens there. Non-verbal cues. Look for those, because even though you're like, I don't see it and I don't hear it, there are some things that might be subtle that, somebody that's not looking at you, that is totally shady. Are you with my man? That's what I want to know. I don't know. I don't even know why I went right there.
You went there.
I did. But somebody's breathing, somebody's posture, all of that tells you, or should tell you, what kind of a frequency they're on. It should. Think about it. If you're slumped, if you're kind of, maybe you're shy, you're kind of cowering over, like all of these things mean something. And then the one thing that I always think about is the after effect. I say that all the time. How do I feel after I've had a conversation with them? That tells you more about the person than during the conversation. There are times when I leave a conversation and I feel gross. I feel gross about myself. They've pulled things out of me that I wish I never said, like negative things or some kind of gossipy thing. I have a friend that only calls me to get the gossip, and I don't even answer her anymore. Like it's the only reason that she calls, or she'll text me and she'll go, oh, so why was so-and-so doing it? And I don't even answer it anymore because I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like the way I feel that now I've just said something about somebody else. So I just completely avoid her. There are certain people, and when you leave a room and you're like, I did not feel welcome, go with that. There is absolutely something to be taken there. And you have to protect your energy, right? You can sense other people's energies, but I think the big thing is you don't have to absorb it. And I think, unfortunately, that's what a lot of us do, right? I think we end up absorbing somebody else's energy because we get caught up in it, right?
It's easy to do, especially if you're spending a decent amount of time with that person.
Right. And if you don't have a choice and you have to be in the room with that person, then sometimes it does you good, if you have to be there too. Like, just visualize like an energy boundary, right? Like maybe tune out. I do that a lot too. I hate to say it, but if somebody is droning on and on about something and it is making me uncomfortable, I will literally tune them out to try to get my brain back in a better space. I know that sounds awful, but if I do look at you like a deer in the headlights, I have totally zoned out on you to protect myself.
You have to protect your peace.
Yeah, you do. And also when you're done, kind of debriefing afterwards, like literally shake off their vibes, just like you do. My friend was saying when she goes to the tree and she releases whatever was going on in her own day, release whatever other people put on you, because people's emotions can stick to you. So when you're done, just, release all of that and say, oh, that did not go well. But, I'm going to move on. I'm going to do something. We're in the middle of a podcast. My child's calling. This is me answering the phone. Hi, Fiona. We are on the air. I just want you to know that. Do you need me for any reason? I'll call you in 1 minute. Goodbye. This is because we live authentically here. My child is called 4 to 5 times. So I just want to make sure that she's, okay. And she is, but she needs her mother. Okay. Yeah, she wants money. She wants money. That's what that was. That's fantastic. So shaking off all that bad energy is important.
Take like an energy shower.
An energy shower.
An energy shower.
I thought you were going to say take an energy drink. And I was going to say, don't do that.
No, don't do
Don't
that.
do that.
No,
Don't
an
do that
energy
with that.
shower. Wash it off.
Yeah, wash it off and then start your day again, because like this is real stuff. And you can only control you. You can't necessarily control what other people are doing in the room, but you can make sure that it doesn't absorb into your energy field. You can make sure that you go in the room the best person you could possibly be, even if it is
Cheshire Cat, Krista.
Right? But whatever you need to do, you are responsible for the energy that you bring in. You're not responsible for anybody else's energy in that room, but you also have the tools to create these boundaries where, like a bubble, you don't have to bring that into your universe, and know yourself. If you're an empathetic person, especially, this stuff will trip you up. So just for me, just as a coping mechanism, because I know I'll go down a slippery slope quick, whatever works for you. Doesn't have to be rude.
Nope.
I mean, though sometimes I am Cheshire Cat with deer in the headlight look. It's very creepy.
No,
but
now everybody's going to know.
they really are. You're going to see me at Stop and Shop at the Bananas, and you're going to be like, Krista, and I'm going to be like, I don't do it often, but I absolutely know that I do, because then my face hurts afterwards. I'm just being honest. Energy, it's a big deal. And I think it's just important that we all realize what it is, identify what is ours, and honestly do the best that we can to make the world a better place. We have an obligation to walk into a room and not bring our problems into that room, right? We really do, because it's nobody else's concern. It should be nobody else's problem, because we're the ones that should be able to digest what we have. And listen, you can deal with it at another time. I'm not telling you to bury it where you never deal with it again. But if you've got to be around other people, they deserve the best energy that they can get out of you, and you deserve the best back. What do you think of that?
I like it.
I'm glad you like it.
I do.
Because we just recorded it.
Yes,
Our
we
very
did.
first video recording, friends. Your vibe is not just a mood, it's a magnet. And the people who stick around, well, they're the ones that really are going to be affected by your energy, whether it's negative or positive. So think of it that way. The good news is that you can identify the energy that is in the room. You can identify how it's affecting you, and you can adjust whatever you need to do without having any guilt. You can just honor your own vibe, protect your energy, and honestly show up in the room with some great energy yourself. Your intuition is not just real. It really is your guide to steer you from things that really should be no part of you. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, Chauntel and I had a great time, right?
Always a good time
We
with
ask you to check out our website, sparrowsnestcharity.org, to learn more about what you can do in the fight against cancer. And until next time, be kind to yourself and each other.
Bye.
Bye.